actually start the video, I forgot to say that I'm sick right now. You can kind of hear that I'm sick. I didn't mention it, so I hope you guys don't think that I usually sound like that. But yeah, enjoy the video. Hello guys, it's been a while since I posted. It hasn't been that long, but I do have a reason, obviously. And in this video I'm going to be explaining why, basically, because I'm going to be telling stories of what I did over the summer, because it's been kind of crazy. And I've made a list for myself just so I wouldn't forget, and just so I can kind of go in chronological order. Wow, look at me using big words. The day after the last day of school, I went to a Billie Eilish concert, which was insane. It was so good. I can't even explain it. It was amazing. I like cried. I literally cried there. Happy tears. They're all happy tears. But like this was like my first like proper like concert like that I'm like aware of, if that makes sense. It was so good. The like visuals, like the screens, amazing. Like the songs, oh, they were so good. Everything was just amazing. Yeah, one of my favorite memories ever. Billie Eilish, I love you. Next, I wrote, dyed my hair twice, maybe again. The day after the Billie Eilish concert, I saw a TikTok and it was this girl saying, "This is your sign to dye the underneath of your hair." Bear in mind, it was the same day decision.
You're crazy, girl.
I woke up, saw a TikTok, and I ended up having my hair dyed at night, at like 12, I think, AM. If that makes sense. I'm gonna be honest, like, the underneath, it just wasn't enough. Like, you couldn't really tell unless I had like my hair in front of me, like so. And then I did my whole head. But it was still patchy. So, bought another box.
Another one, thank you.
Dye. So I ended up buying 3 boxes of hair dye. Moving on. I pierced my nose and my ears. So I got a nose piercing. And I actually did my seconds. Anyways, yeah, I started posting on YouTube.
Kind of focused on being a baddie right now.
Moving on. I went to Latvia, which is my home country, if you guys don't know. But I went by myself.
I'm having a fucking panic attack right now. I need to calm the fuck down because I'm having a panic attack.
Security was my biggest fear.
Take the laptops and electronics out the bag. If you got a hoodie on, take it off.
It's so stressful. Next, I got eaten by mosquitoes. I got fully devoured by mosquitoes, and I think it might be an allergy. But then again, in the UK there aren't really any mosquitoes. Let me search this up. Okay, it says there are mosquitoes in the UK. The amount of mosquitoes in the UK does not compare to how many mosquitoes are in Latvia. Next, I got my passport done, actually. I'm actually really happy with how the picture turns out. I devoured in that passport picture. As soon as I got to my cousin's house, I stayed there the longest. I stayed there for 8 days, so just over a week. And one of the first things I did with her was I dyed her hair. Guess what colour? Blue. I think it was really fun to actually dye her hair. A bit stressful though, and it didn't really turn out the best. Her hair didn't really soak up the dye. We should have probably kept it in for longer. I think the experience of like being able to dye someone's hair, I'm not complaining. Wait, this is insane. Sorry, I've had to switch to my iPad because phone storage. Why is there so much space? Hello? I think the last thing I was saying was that most of my stories happened with my cousin because she's just like so like.
Are you dumb?
I think she's dumb. I think she's dumb.
The next bullet point is she was on top of a tractor. Yep. Because she has this apple tree and she was getting apples down, and obviously the tree is too high, so I mean you have to climb on top of a tractor.
Duh.
Experiencing it was an experience, so I can say I've watched someone climb on top of a tractor. Also, I befriended a goat. Insane, but one of my cousin's neighbours has a goat just roaming, might I say, not leashed or anything, just roaming around. And she told me about the goat, and we went to see the goat, and then we started going like to pull the goat over, and the goat started following us. At first it was kind of scary because the goat started running, and you know, goats have horns, so naturally you'd be scared, so we ran a little bit. But the goat seemed friendly, and so were we, obviously. So yeah, and it was like a good maybe 2 minutes. I think I have a 2-minute video of us talking to the goat. Not talking to the goat, but just yeah. Our plan was to lead it back to her house, but we thought that was a bit cruel, so we just kind of let it go. But that was fun, talking to a goat. Have you ever talked to a goat? Oh, I haven't until now. I fell off a hoverboard. I fell backwards. Like a cartoon character, I landed on my bum and on my elbow. There was a very big, nasty scab that I ended up picking off, but so now it's just a little one. I didn't cry though. I laughed it off, and I grew from that. Me and my cousin learned a few card games. The only card game I know is Uno, but me and my cousin stayed up till 2 AM playing this one game. It's called Chicken. Don't know if anyone else calls it that, but I'm not here to explain a card game. But we did end up playing, yeah, as I said, until 2 AM. And we started getting really tired, so by the end of it, at one point, we'd put our pillows down, and we started leaning a little bit, and then by the end of it we were fully lying down and playing cards like this, half asleep. We were playing cards half asleep, which was fun. We fought a daddy long legs. Those little flying things with skinny legs. They're the only insect that I'm kind of not scared of. Wait, no. I'm not scared of insects. But apart from spiders, obviously. And spiders are just creepy. But yeah, I was telling my cousin how I always catch a daddy long legs by just grabbing the leg, one of the legs. This sounds really horrible, but come on. By grabbing one of the legs and it would just try and fly away, but I was holding on to its legs. And I taught her how to do it. She was screaming because she was terrified. It was so funny. One of my favourite moments ever, actually. And then she was spraying it with her perfume and deodorant.
I lost my vision. Cut it.
Insane. I don't know, we're just weird. Okay guys, don't talk to me because my iPad storage ran out. Well, it ran out a few hours ago, but I got really frustrated, so I had to give myself a break. It is now dark outside. Anyways, I had found out that my cousin is a very obnoxious sleeper. Like, she will wake up by her feet near my head. That is not how I woke up one morning. I actually woke up with her being horizontal on the bed. So her head was on my legs. How she did it, I don't know. Her dog came onto the bed and she didn't wake up. Started licking her face and hit her in the head with his tail. Sorry? Like, what is going on? And then I had to leave my cousin's house, which was very sad for me because I love staying with my cousins. Literally stayed there for over a week. I had to go back to the capital city of Latvia. But there was no one to be able to take me there, to drive me there, which is like 3-4 hours. I had to get put on a train, and just like the thought of me having to leave got, like, it made me really sad, to the point where I cried on a train. For the first like 10 minutes of me being sat in the train, I started crying. That was embarrassing, but an experience. I can say I cried on a train. Well, that's not really something I would be telling people, but here I am saying it anyways. And nothing else after that really happened in Latvia. But yeah, that was a very, very happy 2.5 weeks for me. Yeah, now we're on to the final bullet point, which is I painted myself blue.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
It was basically a running joke with my cousins. So I guess me painting myself blue was kind of like an inside joke to that. But then again, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen that meme, so I was like, you know what, and I use the same sound, and yeah. My dancing wasn't as good as the meme, but, you know, I tried. And, yeah. But yeah, that concludes the stories of my summer, which I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy the evidence that I will give you. Yeah, I hope you guys had a very nice summer. And why do I keep saying "and"? Because I never. Bye.